I wonder if musicians could be using this time to create more evergreen marketing or evergreen content. Like, for example, is it really worth planning out this live set that will likely look and sound very dated in like a year's time? Or is it better to be thinking like 5 years down the road and to start recording a music video or 2 or 3 or 5, and they don't need to be crazy. And that is going to be something, that people are looking back at 10 years down your career, and they're going to watch those music videos and it's still going to hit the same. Whereas like a live set, I don't really feel like it would. And so it really depends on like what you're trying to do, right? I would say like the live show is awesome if you can take advantage of like the benefits of doing that via a stream or whatever. So like if there's certain shit you can only do via stream, like set up those like chat bots or whatever to like take in commands, and you could be like engaging that audience somehow that's native to that platform, and take advantage of that strategy where it works, then fuck yeah. But I think a lot of people in their mind are just like, oh, musician equal do live show, so therefore I must do live show. Like, all right, sick, what's my stream key? Let me hop on this. Whereas I think questioning a bit more like, what is the strategy? What do I want to be? If it's like a YouTuber slash producer slash DJ sort of personality, like we've seen a lot of people doing, I think that makes perfect sense. But like, you just got to know where your audience is and why are you making these moves. I think that's the most important thing here.
Yeah. Oh, you go for it.
I got something, man. I'm thinking of like what pieces of music content and music video content are evergreen. Like one that comes to mind is Pink Floyd's The Wall. 40 odd years later, people still talk about that, still watch that. People bought that. People saw it however the hell it came out in the first place. They probably played it on MTV or whatever, and then you buy the VHS, and then they re-released the special DVD edition, and people went and bought that. And then they had the Blu-ray version, and people went and bought that, and they probably had a digital download version that people go and buy now. And it's like that kind of thing where you take a dope concept, music that is undeniably good, and put some sort of timeless artistic visual expression with it. It doesn't matter how late people find it. Whereas I feel you, like I'm a DJ and there are 2 cameras on me that we cut back and forth between, and you watch me in an empty room throwing my hand up as if there were 10,000 people in a pit in front of me. And yeah, it's like,
hollow.
No shade on anybody making whatever move they're making this year to try and, remain relevant and keep their current buzz up. But I'm not even that excited about most of these things. Like, oh, the Lollapalooza set and the EDC sets. And it's like, I know some folks are probably like, scrambling to YouTube or figuring out how to put YouTube on their big screen TV and pop a Molly and fucking have a private living room party. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about any of those things. Like none of those they don't really capture me. So like finding a way to make it more evergreen. Like, we talked about Sophie a few weeks ago, and that track Face Shopping, you press play on it, and I was like, oh my God, sonically, this is incredible. And then, because that song caught me, I had to go look up what's the YouTube video. And the thumbnail for the YouTube video is Sophie's head sliced into pieces, falling apart from itself with fucking shiny reflective material coming out of each of the slices. And you're like, oh, this is going to be good. That video is so visually stimulating and cool and amazing. Like, I have been telling people about that video ever since I saw it. And you look down below, that thing came out over 2 years ago. And that's still going to be cool and worth showing people if you find it 5 years from now. And that's the kind of thing, like, how can you make something that is worth finding later? Like, what cultural significance, what, Venn diagram of cultures? Like, I'm not saying my video is anywhere near as cool as Sophie's, but my Air Force One Kenobi video, it's like, the little hook I put on the song has like a sneaker reference and it has a Star Wars reference. And so like I made my little visual for the album art, animated, it had it bouncing. It's neat. It's not as amazing as that Sophie video at all, but I learned how to use Premiere pretty well that day. But, like, for people that absolutely love Star Wars and dubstep and maybe sneakers, like that's going to be a pretty cool, interesting piece of content to find later on when they find out about me.
Definitely.
So how do we do that?
Totally. I mean, that's definitely a very multifaceted question.
Again, music business is terribly convoluted. So the people that win, especially in the independent game, are the people who innovate and figure out ways to actually like build a fan base, build a content that their fan base loves, so they can build a fan base that love them, so that they can have dope opportunities to monetize in ways that their fans actually want to support. Like, rockin'. So I mean, like fucking Rick and Morty make content that I love, and I own like 9 T-shirts that licensed their images. Like,
yeah.
Shouts to Justin and Dan, because holy shit,
they're listeners for sure. Shout out.
Hey, eventually they either will be listeners or they'll have to sue us for the name. Either way, I call it a win-win.
They'll hear us.
They'll be like, that's clever. I like your little theme song. That's cute. I'll keep the free pass because you made that.
I wonder if they'll be like, I like it.
I would hope so.
I like it. What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe to our channels. And if you have any questions or topics that we need to cover on the show, put them in the comments. Appreciate you. Peace and peace among worlds.